This is video discussion assignment number 3, and I will be doing my discussion on chapter 4. So one of the terms mentioned multiple times throughout the chapter was risk, and the basic definition of risk is a possibility where persons or property could experience consequences. And the assessment definition of risk is the likelihood of an event happening at any given location or any given time happening to a person or location, and assessment makers use this to try and protect the population. There were multiple models given for the protection of people for risk, and one of them was the classical persuasion model, which is risk assessment has clearly defined parameters. And another model was the protective action model, which characterizes how people usually make decisions, and the process is sequential. And there's 5 basic steps to this model. The first step is risk identification. The second is risk assessment. The third is protective action search, which is when one tries to retain information from memory or others about protective actions. The fourth is protective action assessment, and the fifth is protective action implementation. I thought the muddiest point was about how to communicate with everyone in a population. You have people living in rural areas that might not have TVs or phones or any way to get a hold of them. So how do emergency managers know how to contact those people that a risk is going to happen? And also with language barriers. I know it mentioned in the chapter that there were multilingual languages, like messages on TVs and radios, but what if there's like multiple languages that they don't have, because there's so many languages and so many people speak many languages, and how do they reach out to every single one of them in a community? There's millions in America, and there's bound to be some languages that aren't in the messages. A discussion question that I would have, geographically speaking, do you know what your community is at risk for? I know we're all in college, and maybe we all have the same type of risk here, like whether with snowstorms or rain, but also in your community back at home, do you know what you're at risk for?